Genevieve Vega, and I'm running to be your next Tempe City Council member. For me, running for office is about continuing my service in the city. I have been a longtime Tempe resident, and I've been volunteering in Tempe the whole time I've been here. Service is really part of my core values. In fact, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the service of a brave soldier, a Green Beret during the Vietnam War, who came across a wounded and orphaned Vietnamese girl. He rescued that little girl, he nursed her back to health and carried her through the jungle and decided to adopt that little girl. She grew up, she graduated from Arizona State University, and she lives in Tempe today. She's one of my #1 supporters, and it's my mom. So service is really a part of who I am. It's always been service above self and servant leadership. And I run for Tempe City Council to continue my service in Tempe. I'm currently on my second board term with the Tempe Community Council. We help fund human services programs in Tempe, like homeless services, at-risk youth and seniors, disability services, and working poor services, like the free tax prep that's coming up. These services and human services in general, in Tempe and elsewhere in the Valley, I've been involved in for many, many years. In companies I've worked with before, I've run corporate social responsibility initiatives to give home-cooked meals to homeless veterans, or revitalize schools, or raise more money to aid youth programs. And it's this service that I want to continue in the city, because Tempe is the place we chose to raise our family. My husband and I will be celebrating 20 years together this year. We were college sweethearts, and we are the proud parents of a McClintock freshman and an Aguilar second grader. And this brings me to why I decided to run for office. My daughter is special needs. She's 7 years old. But when she was in kindergarten, she was suspended 6 times as a 5-year-old because of the undiagnosed special needs that we didn't know she'd had. And we had to fight to get services for our daughter. She was kicked out of almost every after-school program in Tempe, and the teachers were such an amazing help to us, but it was very difficult to navigate the system, and it was difficult to understand the programs that were available for her. This is one of the things I want to work on as your council member. It's to improve communication in the city. It's to make people aware of the programs that are available to help working families, just like mine. And I also bring a breadth of experience to the city council as well. If elected, I'm pretty sure I'll be the only MBA on the council. I am a small business owner. I'm a 2-time Sun Devil. I recently earned my executive MBA, and I run a business to help businesses grow and succeed. Whether those businesses are growing so fast, they need structure and process around how to manage their growth, or their business is declining and they need employee development to improve their business. This experience that I have is part of mediation. It's about stakeholder negotiations. It's about really listening to what businesses need, what their challenges are, and helping them make decisions to move forward. This is part of what council needs to do. It's not about understanding the inner workings of the city and how every department is structured and all the fine details. It's about going out to the community, listening to you, listening to your needs, what you love about this city, what challenges you're faced with, and bringing that back here to City Hall and using that to make decisions and to help connect residents with services. Again, my name is Genevieve Vega. I'm running to be your next council member because I love Tempe, and we have a lot of really amazing things in this city, but we have a lot of things we can improve on. I hope you'll consider me for a vote. I'll vote by mail. You'll be getting your ballots in mid-February, and ballots are due by March 13th. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Adams, and I want to be your next city council member. I worked for the city for almost 30 years. My background is in social work. I have a master's from ASU, Go Devils, in social work, and I'm a longtime Tempe homeowner and a community volunteer. I love working for the city of Tempe. I want to make it even better than it already is. I have a global knowledge of the city of Tempe, as I've lived and worked here for almost 30 years. I'm going to be able to hit the ground running. I'm not going to have a learning curve. I've worked with many mayors and councils over the last 29 years and have good relationships with them. Why am I qualified? I was in community services for 14 years. I helped with the beginning stages of Care 7 20 years ago. Care 7 helps family members in crisis and the homeless. I also was the critical incident stress manager for the city of Tempe with the fire and police officers. They would go to horrific calls and they would call me after and I would sit with them and do debriefings. As a result, I learned a great deal about emergency services operations and the unique stressors they face. I taught community workshops and I also mediated family crises. I work well with others. I'm certified in mediation and conflict resolution. I was also Tempe Employees Council president. I worked side by side with the city manager, and we worked to improve working conditions with the city employees and made high-level policy decisions. In 2003, I transferred from community services to public works at the request of the city manager. Because Public Works had 43 Equal Employment Opportunity Commission employee complaints. We had just lost a large lawsuit, and as a result, I taught supervisors and managers how to treat employees with dignity and respect. And as a result, our morale skyrocketed in Public Works, and so did the productivity of the employees. The city had 0 EEOC complaints or lawsuits as a result of my role in the City of Tempe Public Works Department. I also was in charge of diversity initiatives, and through my leadership in 2004, we won the Human Relations Commission Award. I worked my way up to Public Works Director, Deputy Public Works Director, where I helped oversee streets and solid waste, engineering, transportation and light rail, water infrastructure, and parks and golf courses. I'm a big believer in sustainability. I was a member of the Center for Sustainability, which is a national committee through the American Public Works Association, where I was one of 10 people selected to serve on the committee. I'm certified in sustainability practices, and I applied my sustainability principles to many different roles in the city of Tempe. I saved $20,000 by changing our paper towels from white to brown paper towels. It's also great for the environment to not use bleach. I saved $40,000 by changing the custodian hours from the night shift to the day shift. And what happened with that is we saved $40,000 because we weren't using electricity as much, and also the employees were much happier, much more productive because they were able to spend time with their loved ones and their family members. In facilities, I was a facilities manager for 7 years. I managed a $7.5 million operating budget, which when I began that budget, it was in the red, and I turned it into the black within 6 months of operations. I managed $5 million in capital improvement projects every year, and I managed 60 employees. I have also been very involved in the asset management plan so we can predict the life cycles of the buildings much better and stay ahead of the repairs. In 2016, I won the Most Motivating Supervisor Award for the City of Tempe. And my sustainability efforts continued as facility manager. We saved hundreds of thousands of dollars by replacing our lights to LED lights in our city garages and city buildings. Saved thousands of dollars by replacing old air conditioners with more energy efficient units. And we saved hundreds of man hours by not having to replace lighting as often. Please visit my website at adamsfortempe.com. I need your time, your money, and your support. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
Hi Tempe, my name is Sarah KADER and I'm running for Tempe City Council. The election is March 13, 2018, and this is such an important election for your family. My story is a Tempe story. I'm a working mom, a civil rights attorney, and I fight for kids with disabilities. The Tempe City Council needs a champion for working families so that all of our economic future can be bright. I am the daughter of an immigrant. My dad came to this country after the Second World War, Both of his parents were Holocaust survivors. They had endured one of the greatest atrocities in human history, and they came and built their life in America. Growing up as a young child, I had to grapple with how something like the Holocaust could happen, and to my family. I came to two main conclusions. One is that some people are very intent on doing awful, awful things. But two, awful things are possible because many good people are silent and do nothing. I learned from an early age not to do nothing, to stand up, to make sure that I fought against injustice that I saw in the world. This is why I've committed my life to public service. I work, as I said, as a lawyer at a nonprofit organization representing families living in poverty that have children with disabilities. I'm humbled to be able to do this every day, to be their advocate and to help make their lives better. As a native of Tempe, when I learned that the poverty rate in Tempe is over 20%, and that's 10,000 kids, I knew that I had to do something about it. This is why that I decided to run for Tempe City Council. Tempe is doing a lot of amazing things, but we can always do better. And with increased job training opportunities, more affordable housing, expanding our free pre-K program, and doing all of this in a sustainable way, we can make all of our economic future better. Please check out my website, caterfortempe.com. I look forward to meeting you at the door and earning your vote. Again, Sarah Cater for Tempe City Council. Thank you.
Hello, Tempe voters. My name is Justin Stewart. I'm hoping to be one of your elected Tempe City Council members in the 2018 City Council election. Tempe is currently at a crossroads when it comes to what type of city it wants to be. And I want to make sure that I'm able to bring neighborhood voices and neighborhood voices from homeowners to renters, from families to those that are single, from rich into the poor, an opportunity to be heard and represented. I want to be able to find solutions to problems that are currently being told we can't, and turn that around to we can do that with dedication and innovation. A little bit about myself. I'm currently the chair of the Mitchell Park Neighborhood Association. I have been on the Mitchell Park board for over 5 years. During my time on the Mitchell Park board, I have brought over $40,000 of capital improvements into the Mitchell Park neighborhood through grants provided by the city. These projects have ranged from art to park features and traffic calming. As the chair of the Mitchell Park Board, I was also able to secure one of the inaugural City of Tempe Art in the Park grants for Mitchell Park this year. The uniqueness of this grant allows neighboring neighborhoods to directly benefit by just a simple walk or bike ride to our neighborhood park. It is truly for everyone in the surrounding areas. I have worked closely with city staff and council members to make sure that neighborhoods have had a voice in this decision-making process. Some of the projects that I have worked on have been hydration stations for the homeless, the recently passed R3 downzoning initiative, and the Character Area 3 plan. I want to make sure that during all of these processes, the neighbors were heard. Because of these efforts, I was awarded the 2017 Chuck Malpe Neighbor of the Year Award from the City of Tempe. I want to make sure that all Tempeans have the same rights and representation as those that are not from Tempe. In regards to development and developmental issues in Tempe, I want to help current citizens buy homes and more properties within Tempe. I want to push to make sure that those that are currently renting Tempe can stay here in Tempe, the city that they love. I want to find solutions regarding raising rents and raising home ownership prices. I will help the current citizens of Tempe first and foremost, instead of looking to greener fields of who might want to come here. I'm willing to put in the work and look for innovative solutions. I will say we can do that. We just have to work hard instead of saying, no, we can't. I want to ensure that our neighborhoods have the same voices and the same power as out-of-state developers. It is time to level the playing field. As a neighborhood advocate, I have worked and fought beside you for many years and I'm not ready to stop right now. I'm ready to help elevate us all. I'm asking for your vote so I can continue to make sure that the neighborhoods of Tempe remain the fabric of Tempe and what makes Tempe unique. I am working for the moment that when you meet your I'm working for that moment when you meet your neighbor for the first time, and then your children grow up with them for 30 years, like many of the older Tempe residents have already experienced. I want to make sure that those experiences still exist for all generations. I want to see Tempe move forward with everyone heard in a direction that is beneficial for every Tempe resident. In the end, I will make sure that I will always represent the neighbors and the neighborhoods. I will continue to make Tempe for the neighbors, by the neighbors. I hope you consider voting for Justin Stewart with one of your votes in the upcoming election. Thank you for your time, and please visit my website at justinfortempe.com. Have a great day.
Hello, Tempe. I'm Lauren KUBY, council member and running for re-election to the Tempe City Council. I've also lived in this community for 29 years. So we live in challenging times, and nowhere more challenging than in Washington, sometimes in our state. But in Tempe, we do things a little different, and it's quite a relief to live in the city of Tempe. I strive to make Tempe a more sustainable and livable place. And I've been working really hard for this community on a host of issues. Number one, increasing transparency in city government and in our elections. In city government, we now have an open gov process where you can search our budget online. Our budget process has been made open to the public. And we also have really reformed our campaign finances so that you can do an online searchable, go to online searchable database and discover where the money is coming from in our Tempe city elections. We've also created a lobbyist registry for the first time ever. And I'm proud to say, because I led this effort, in the spring, you'll be voting on an initiative that will require dark money groups to reveal the sources of their donations. And that's a very important change, the first in the state of Arizona. Number two, sustainability. You all know me as a sustainability person on the council, and I'm very proud that we now have a Citizen Advisory Commission made up of 11 citizens who are advising us on all things sustainable, making Tempe more livable. We have an Office of Sustainability, and that office has paid for itself 3 times over from the grants it's brought in. We are about to decide on a 100% renewable energy goal for the city of Tempe for our government operations. I'm so proud to have led that. And when you think about sustainability, it's about making a community more livable. We have decided, our council, to double the shade in our community. This is going to make our community more livable, more walkable, and happier. We also have focused so much on working families in our city. We created an equal pay program that is the model of the nation, because women working the same job as a man should be paid the same as a man. And that's very important for family security. We also created a free pre-K program, because investing in our children is investing in the future of our city. So as you can see, Tempe and our council has worked very hard to make our city a more livable place, and we really, in this next election, need to work even harder. So I would ask you, if you want Tempe to keep Tempe as a sustainable, special place to live and a smart place to live, I'm asking for your support, I'm asking for your vote, and on March 13th, please cast one of your 3 votes for me. Please go to Lauren KUBY for KUBYforcouncil.com. And thank you so much for your support. Let's keep Tempe a wonderful place to live. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Robin ARREDONDO-SAVAGE, and I'm very proud to be serving as your vice mayor here of this excellent community in Tempe. As a 4th-generation Tempean, this community has given so much to me and my family over the years. Me and my 4 siblings had an incredible childhood growing up in Tempe. We have a very supportive family who all still live in Tempe. We made lifelong friends. We attended great local schools and really enjoyed the many opportunities that Tempe offered. Now, my husband and I, we've been married for 24 years, have really loved raising our children in the very exact same neighborhood where I grew up. They even attended some of the same schools that I did, from Meyer Elementary, Conley Middle School, and very proud to watch them graduate from Tempe High School, even though I graduated from the sister school, McClintock High School. Once a Charger, always a Charger. After high school, I chose a little bit of a different path than the majority of my friends. I joined the United States Army. It was a great experience, and though I really probably didn't know it then, it made a really significant impact on my life. It helped solidify one of the family values that was instilled in me in a very young age, and that was the importance of service before self. Service to others continues to be a part of who I am and what I love to do. After my service, I was very excited to be able to come home and return to Tempe. I joined our family business, which has been located and operating in Tempe for over 30 years. I was able to earn my college degree from Mesa Community College and Arizona State University. You gotta always go doubles. I also became really active in the community on various boards and commissions and with different organizations, and have really seen the impact and the role that they play in the success of Tempe. I had the honor of serving on the Tempe Union High School District Governing Board for 2 terms, helping our students and our families find success in school. It's been these different experiences, passions, and relationships in my life that inspire me to do the work that I do here on the Tempe City Council. It's been incredible working with so many fantastic people, organizations, creating great projects and programs that have really made a difference in the community and the lives of our residents. It's been these collaborative efforts that brought to the community programs like College Connect, our youth workforce opportunities, the Aerospace Roundtable, Workforce Housing Initiative, and the ability to be more inclusive with those individuals with disabilities, and a comprehensive veterans initiative, just to name a few. But there's more work to be done in the future, and we need to make sure that we are prioritizing and protecting our neighborhoods and Tempe's very unique quality of life. We need to make sure that we continue to invest in Tempe's long-term needs in a very innovative and responsible way. We always want to make sure that we are increasing and improving educational and employment opportunities for every Tempe resident, and make sure that we remember those that have served us, and that's our veterans community. I want to continue my service to you and to the city of Tempe. I love this community, and I want to build upon our successes and use my experience to deliver the things that matter most. I know that together we can make Tempe even stronger. I can talk a little bit more. I know we have a few more open mics, and I'd like to talk a little bit more in detail about some of the accomplishments, successes, and experiences and priorities. And if you want to learn more about me prior to that date, please go to my website or check out my Facebook page. It's robinfortempe.com. And I like to remind you guys that early voting begins on Valentine's Day. So I hope I can count on your vote. Thank you.